Welcome back to Millers in Motion. Today we are talking about something very near and dear to our hearts, and no, it's not my phone going off while I'm trying to shoot. It's our fluffy, fluffy dogs.
The reason you tune in every week.
Pretty much, yep. And I say fluffy, fluffy dogs. One of them's not very fluffy.
Meh.
But one of the most requested things we got back when we originally launched our... One of the things that was most requested recently is, any changes we've made or updates with our pups and how we RV with them. So,
that's right.
What we're going to do today is we're going to go over kind of all the things that we've changed or slash do.
And we found in the last year that worked, didn't work, that sort of stuff.
And also we will have links to all the products we talk about through our Amazon page. Just as a note, we do earn a little commission on our Amazon page. So if you are looking to help us out, and we'd greatly appreciate it, all you have to do is click through bottom on the Amazon page in the description below, and it'll take you to all the products we use, not just for the pups, but the entire RV life. So.
But in full disclosure, that little bit of commission is not why we use the products. We really do actually use them, and for good reason.
Yep. So. Okay, let's talk dogs.
So when you guys met the crew last year, you will notice you met a third dog. That's Klondike, our big red husky. He did pass away. He was older, natural causes kind of thing. He lived a wonderful, happy life. But now we have these two heathens left. This is Mishka. Look at the camera, Mishka. Yeah, look. Okay, hi. She is our rescue Samoyed. And then we have Bailey, who is our chocolate chunk.
Are you sleeping again?
So these guys are 4 and 5 years old this year, so they're still pretty rowdy, as you can see. And a couple of things that we do routinely to keep them in top travel shape. They go to the vet every year, get a good exam, get, and get their shots taken care of. They get flea and tick preventive every month, and they also get a heartworm preventive every month. And then she melts off the couch. And then routinely, they also get their teeth cleaned so we don't run into complications of that kind on the road.
So that brings up kind of the very first thing that we should talk about, not just what they do for a routine, but something that we try to make sure that we do every time we get to a new city is understand where an emergency vet and a regular vet, because emergency vets are expensive, are, so that if we do incur an emergency with the dogs, you never know, we have somewhere and know somewhere that we can go pretty quickly. So if you notice, there's actually a couch cover on this couch that Lauren and Mishka are sitting on. Typically, our couches are that color. So that is a waterproof couch cover that we found on Amazon. Full disclaimer, it's like the 5th one. Somebody had into a chewing habit, didn't we, Mishka? Yeah, all sweet till she chews. So, but it's done great. It's protected the couch really, really well. And you can wash that as well. And it doesn't lose its waterproofness. So that's one of the first things we do. And with that, we're going to roll into all the things that we use around the rig. So what's next?
This is secured into the couch with these like foam pieces that help it stay put.
And hair.
Sorry.
So that's a good point too. There's a ton of hair.
Yes.
Especially with the white fluffy one. Bailey doesn't have it quite as bad, but she still does shed. For starters, we brush them pretty consistently. You use a combination of just a traditional hairbrush and a Furminator, which helps especially with her.
Yes.
And then Bailey, because Bailey's hair is so thin that it's really hard sometimes. But we also vacuum quite a bit. We have the Dyson DC-10 remote vacuum. That thing has been phenomenal. It really has helped out a whole lot.
All right, and they are ready to go for a W because their leashes are in here, which I'll show you in a minute. But this mat down here on Amazon, this is our Gorilla mat, and it traps sand and hair and all kinds of good things. And the backing is that waterproof material, so you can wash it and some other stuff, and it doesn't slide around. So we love this. Again, with Mishka and her chewing phase, we went through a few of them, but we also kept buying them because we really liked them. All right, and then in here, sorry for the chaos if they jump around. They are leashed whenever we go anywhere, so their leashes are here. We have some flashlights if we have to walk in the dark, and then some bags because you're a responsible pet owner, not a terrible human. And then down there are their treats that they get every night. We say it's brushing their teeth. They're just dentist sticks, but they love them anyways.
So up by our kitchen sink, we actually have quite a bit of storage here. Underneath this middle one, we just use for typical storage. But to the unsuspecting eye, this cabinet and this cabinet have the exact same setup in. Now this one is our trash, but this is where we store dog food. So what Lauren, well, I installed it, Lauren found it. So she found these trash cans that are on these sliders. And so there is no bag in here or anything. And so what we do is we actually keep their dog food in there. And Bailey's excited now. So this is where their dog food lives. Just as a full disclaimer, if on the bottom, a lot of times you're going to have lips and kind of some cheaper particle board stuff on the bottom. So I had to go and support the slider a lot so that if I put a 50-pound dog bag of food in here, which it can hold it, it's too much weight, especially in transit. The other thing we do while we're in transit so that it won't slide out and dog food goes everywhere, because that doesn't seem like it'd be fun, is we use a tension rod, that's right there, and it goes right across here between the cabinet doors and leaves everything perfectly behind there. So up here, you also have all the other things that we use for the pups, and they're being good because they think they're getting something. So we keep their dog bowls in here. Okay. Bailey takes a little allergy medicine, and then they won't take a pill. We have peanut butter, and then we have some other medicines and just some random things for the pups. I don't even know what all's in here. Stuff to brush their teeth, and what all is in here?
Just extra medicines if they need it. We have like their flea and tick medicines are in there, their heartworm pills, all that stuff.
Gotcha. So that's what we keep up here. This is their dog water bowl. If you notice, it's outside because both of them, have a fun problem where they like to drip everywhere. Now, if we actually get into the toy hauler at some point, we'll probably get one of those plastic trays that keeps the water there and put it in the toy hauler space. But for now, we just leave it outside and they just come out a lot. But we absolutely love this thing. It's by PetSmart, not PetSmart, not PetSmart. And you can find it on Amazon as well, so we'll link it below. But it's nice because our dogs drink quite a bit of water, and this allows us to not have to fill it up every 5 seconds. Typically for our two big dogs, this will go about 5 or 6 days before we really need to refill it. The only downside to it is that because it's outside, it can get a little bit of an algae growth and some other things, so you have to really do your due diligence and make sure you keep it clean and all that so the water stays healthy for the pups. Also, we're going to go over here just a little bit. So that same company that made that mat inside makes this outdoor mat as well. So this one's a lot more coarse, and it actually helps get a lot of the initial big stuff off of not only the dog's feet, but our feet. So we've kind of layered or staged the two mats so that we try to prevent. And if you see that rainbow towel behind me, that's actually just a beach towel. Whenever it rains a lot and we have a lot of mud, or if you notice we're in a gravel site right now, they'll get a lot of stuff on their paws. So Lauren will actually wipe their paws off before they go in with that, and then we just leave it right there on the hook. So it just happens to be an old beach towel. One of the biggest questions we get about the dogs, not just the stuff we use and how they do inside,
Sure.
which is great, but how do we actually travel with them? So travel days, right?
Right.
So we have two different types of travel days. If you're new to this channel, if you've been here for a while, you understand what we're talking about. But we have regular travel days where we both get in the truck and both dogs get in the back seat. We hook up and we roll.
Right.
So the dogs pretty much just stay in the back seat. Now, the fun added bonus travel day. So we go to horse shows quite a bit.
Right.
So when we go to horse shows, Lauren will take our trailer, our horse trailer, and I'll take this. When we had Klondike and Mishka didn't get along in the truck, and that's a lot of dog in a very little space, and so we'd split everybody up sometimes. Now with it just being the two, typically they come with me because it allows Lauren a little bit more ability to focus on Stella because she has a live animal in there, and get that trailer where it needs to be, and they just kind of ride with me. To be honest, they do great in the truck.
They do great.
So let's go look at Lauren's truck real quick, and we'll show you what we use in there, and then we'll go look at the dually.
All right, so here in my truck, I just have a Ford F-150. This is we call it a dog hammock that kind of protects the seats and everything. It folds up and stores very well under the seat. All you have to do is lift it up, and then it protects everything. One of the reasons I chose this truck is because of all this space right here when you do put the seats up. And so that offers them a lot of room, and then this protects all of the leather and everything back here.
Lauren was talking about the hammock, so this is actually the dually. If you notice, mine's a little bit of a different color. We actually originally had hers in my truck, and we wanted to kind of both have one because we realized the dogs were going both trucks at that point, so we bought a new one. Because they predominantly ride in this one, I got a slightly different one. So it's still a hammock. If you notice, my seats are up, and you get that flat all the way through. But if you noticed, on this one, there's actually this side flap. So I did that to, one, help kind of keep the hair in, which doesn't really help. I mean, it does help, but it's rough when you have a Samoyed or a Husky or any fluffy dog. But what it also does, so this hangs up here on the coat rack, and you actually can zip this side up. What that allows us to do, it's almost a safety thing, because we'll stop at rest stops, we'll stop at gas stations, Cracker Barrels, those types of things. And when I open the door, what do dogs normally do? They attack the door, right? They want out. So this allows me to leave them back there, and they can't just get out, so I can still get their leashes and collars on and all of that good stuff, because when we're taking those longer drives, we'll let them have their leashes off. Now, if we're just going an hour down the road, they just leave them on. But that's worked great for us, and mine stays up a lot because they do travel in the truck so much.
So, like Ryan was saying, they do great in the truck. They usually lay down, they don't bark, they don't wrestle, they don't whine or anything. I think they really enjoy where we're going because it's always fun for them. So that makes life a lot easier. As far as big dogs in a small space, we try to keep them as clean as possible. We all know that dogs kind of stink to some extent because they're dogs, right? So if we can, we'll wash them like if we're at a friend's house for an extended time. But the complication there is that as soon as you wash them, what do? They want to roll around in the grass. So we have a little bit of a secret. Sometimes I'll actually wash them at the horse shows because there's big bays that are meant to wash horses. So why not, right? And then the other kind of secret that we've found very recently, we'll take you to now.
But we are at Tractor Supply. This is the closest one to where we currently are that has the dog washing station. So we are going to switch to the handy dandy GoPro here because, well, I have a feeling we're going to get wet.
Well, and so for the record, we've had a lot of people tell us that this is the place to come wash your dog. It's $10 a dog, which is cheaper than a lot of places, and they have everything, the brushes, the shampoos, even a blow dryer. So that's the story.
We're going to blow dry Miss because she's going to go poof.
She's going to look like a marshmallow.
Or bite the blow dryer, one of the two.
Or both.
Okay. All right, so let's head inside and we'll let you know how this goes.
Good luck.
First experience at the Tractor Supply, and we'll talk about this more when we get the better camera, but just quick, what do you think?
10 out of 10. Highly recommend.
Well, yeah, the dryer is not warm, and it's...
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, because Mishka doesn't like the dryer, so that actually really helps quite a bit. Bailey's terrified of everything, as you saw.
Yeah.
But that's normal. So.
That's normal.
All right, let's go pay, I think Lauren mentioned this, but it's $10. Yeah. And they include everything. So
right. Towels too.
Yeah, they had towels for them. Obviously the water, the shampoo, the brushes, there's all kinds of stuff. So yeah, especially if you're on the road, this is a great option. Oh, they're still a little wet. Okay. We're gonna go to the truck.
All right, now that we are back, they are clean, they are fed, and we're ready for bed. One last must. That's why they're waiting so very not patiently. We call it brushing their teeth. They get a dentist stick to help keep their teeth and gums happy. Bailey, sit back down.
And they get very excited about it.
If you zoom in, you can probably catch Mishka drooling. Mishka, get. Oh no, she's not gonna do it.
But that's going to do it for us. So hopefully that answered your questions as far as how we RV with our pups. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. We'd be happy to answer them because RVing is better with dogs.
I agree. And hopefully at least this was entertaining for you.
Also, all like we talked about before, there's a link to our Amazon store. Inside the Amazon store, you'll see a list that actually says dog stuff. That is where you can find all the products we talked about today, plus anything that we may have used in the past that we don't use anymore, but we still like maybe a ramp we had for Klondike. We had a ramp for the old dog that because he couldn't do the stairs. Worked great. Don't need it anymore, so it's in storage now with everything else. So. But that's going to do it for us. So we will see you guys next weekend.
Bye, Mom.